It's your girl, Adorn Zara. Welcome to A Journey Back to Me. Hey Gen Z, I have my earphones in today. I'm using a mic because my previous videos have been really low when I put it up on the TV. I still have lo-fi hip-hop beats on in the background, so there's a little vibe going on. I don't know if you can hear it, but I put it on for you for this little vibe. So, hey Gen Z, in this video I'm going to be talking a little bit about my childhood, basically telling you my whole life story. So let's get straight into the video. Zoe B, I'm recording. Be quiet. So, sorry about my dog. She hears another dog outside in my building and she loses it whenever a dog goes by. So, I'm just going to try to ignore that and get straight into the video and talk loudly enough for y'all to hear me. Alright. So I was born in 1997. I'm 26 years old. And one of my earliest memories was me and my dad. We would go for walks when he lived in Carson. He lived in a cul-de-sac. And we would go for walks at nighttime under the stars and the moon. And he would put me up on his shoulders and we would look at the moon and talk and walk at night. When I was about 6, 7, and 8 years old, we did that when I went over his house on every other weekend because my parents got divorced when I was 4 years old. So yeah, that's one of my earliest memories with my dad. We would go for late night drives too. I remember always loving music. The first music I was introduced to was TLC, Beyonce, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Usher, and Chris Brown. Music is therapy for me. Going from a CD player as a 3rd grader to an MP3 player as a 13-year-old to now having Apple Music on my iPhone. I've always found music to be a simple pleasure that has been healing. So, early schooling, my dad used to come up to the school so often. He would bring cupcakes for my class when I had a birthday. He would bring me McDonald's Happy Meals for lunch all the time. Looking back, I really appreciate having parents that were so doting and loving and involved in my life and made my life smooth with ease and grace. I went to a public school where I had a group of girlfriends that I was really close to. We were always dying laughing at the dumbest things. Those laughs where your stomach muscles are aching. So, high school was all about appearances and money. Thank God I was born beautiful because I fit right in with the popular kids. I had a boyfriend from middle school that went to a different high school. He actually moved to San Francisco when we were in middle school, like 7th grade. And we kept in touch and we dated on and off throughout high school. And I lost my virginity to him when I was 16. So he would always visit LA when I was in high school, where his grandfather lived in Ladera Heights, which was walking distance from me. So before I ever smoked, I think I learned about weed in high school just from movies and TV, and people in my school did it. And before I smoked, I used to not want to smoke or drink when I was like in middle school and stuff. I didn't do it at that age. It wasn't until I was 16, a 10th grader at Culver City High, that I just was curious about it and just wanted to try it. And so I tried it with my stepsisters first, and I didn't really feel anything, so I just kept doing it. And eventually I felt high and I enjoyed it, and I used to think it was God's greatest gift to earth, honestly, by the time I was in 12th grade and I was 18. I thought it was completely different than cigarettes, and I still to this day have never smoked a cigarette because I know how dangerous they are. I thought marijuana was harmless, and that's the truth, or I wouldn't have done it. I didn't expect to be put on medication for schizophrenics when I'm not schizophrenic, and have this 7-year hill that I've had. So the downsides I experienced, the dangers of it. There were multiple times where I fainted. I fainted at parties a few times. I fainted before school from smoking potent pot. The medication has side effects of weight gain, because I used to be a gym rat. When I was in high school, I worked out. I actually did. Even if it wasn't strenuous workouts, like I lifted weights and I did 45 minutes of cardio every day at the gym. Sometimes I would go to the gym twice a day. And when I was in high school, I weighed 117. So my journey with the medication. I have been on and off this medication about 5 times, because every time I've come off the medication in the past, I would come off too soon. And the thing is, with the medication, it has withdrawal symptoms that mimic the illness that they diagnosed me with. But I know I don't have it. I had cannabis-induced psychosis, which was a one-time thing. The doctors believe that the pot was laced with a chemical called spice. So my mother found ATMC, which is a facility in Sedona, Arizona, where you go to get off medication when you're wrongly diagnosed. And I hope to go there and get my life back. It feels like it's the next step in my life, is to go to ATMC for 2 months and be weaned off this medication that's very toxic. So how I feel about weed today. My message to the younger people that will watch this video. Today I feel like weed is not worth the consequences. Sometimes I wish I could smoke, but I know it's not worth it. Finding myself and being able to have fun and focus without substances. Pretty much everybody I hung out with in high school smoked weed, and the people that befriended me in high school didn't keep in touch after we graduated, and we had some good laughs and good times, but ultimately we went our separate ways. In high school, even before high school, I always had dreams of modeling. When I was 13, I won a modeling contract in a mall contest. They had a photos portion, a creative portion, and a talent portion. In the talent portion, I recited a script from a commercial, a Tide commercial. But they were more interested in getting money from me than investing in my career. After high school, I planned to enter the next season of America's Next Top Model. I never really thought college was for me, but I enrolled in Santa Monica College anyway to start the next winter season, right after the holidays. I worked in Culver City Mall at Aeropostale when I was 17, and I graduated with honors in 2015. By November, I was smoking with my boyfriend, the same one I lost my virginity to. I went home, it was a Friday night, and I remember smoking with my brother and his friend on our patio in Culver City. And then I went to my room and was crying uncontrollably. I thought my brother's friend was a ghost, a demon to be more specific, and only I could see him and my brother could only hear him because my family had supernatural powers. That was the beginning of the psychosis. After 3 days of being in psychosis, my mom called an ambulance to take me to the hospital. That evening, I was placed in a 5150 psych hold for 3 days. They assumed I smoked spice, a synthetic pot, but only weed came up in the blood test, like I said before. I was hospitalized in Alhambra until the day before Thanksgiving. I finally stopped having psychosis and was back to normal, but suffered from anxiety. My mother got a supplement to help me with anxiety, and I was completely back to myself. I assumed it was either laced or just bad pot. I didn't know that I couldn't smoke pot anymore. Although everyone told me that, I didn't believe it. As a result of all of this, I quit my job, did not go to college, did not compete in America's Next Top Model competition. My entire life plan came to a halt. I smoked weed at least 10 times after that with acquaintances, and was hospitalized again in the end of July of 2016 for 11 days. Released in August before my mom's birthday in the same psych ward as Kanye West when he got held on a 5150 hold at UCLA Medical Center, Westwood. They put me on medication for schizophrenics without my parents' prior consent. I was suffering from cannabis-induced psychosis, but they medicated me and labeled me schizophrenic. The journey up until now. My mom introduced me to her girlfriend's daughter in 2017. She actually had a bad experience smoking and had really bad anxiety in college that altered her life for 5 years as she struggled to feel normal again. But thankfully she's on the other side now. Graduated from college and is working as a nurse with her own apartment. She's doing really well. She's my best friend ever since this happened to me. She's shown me what true love and friendship is, and now I know what to look for in people I meet in the future. Where I am in my journey today. I've tried low-carb diets, drinking a gallon of water a day, and everything under the sun, starving myself to get my skinny body that I had from high school back after the medication they put me on in 2017 slow my metabolism to a halt. I currently weigh 200 pounds. And 10 days ago, I stopped eating all junk food and have been successfully intermittent fasting from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. and working out for a minimum of 30 minutes a day. I pray to Jesus to give me the discipline to maintain this regimen and actually reach my goals. My goals could be reached with ease and grace if I had the money for ATMC, the facility in Sedona, Arizona that helps people get off medication when they've been wrongly diagnosed like me. So I pray you feel moved to help. You can read my story more and donate to my GoFundMe in the link below. Thank you for keeping up with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.